Hey everybody, welcome to Forex Trading Analysis for Synergy FX. Today is Wednesday, May 9th at 8:23 p.m. Today, three different pairs, but before we get started, quick risk disclaimer. So foreign exchange trading carries a high level of risk. Before you decide to trade foreign exchange, we encourage you to consider your investment objectives, your risk tolerance, and trading experience. It is possible to lose some or all of your initial investment, so don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Seek advice from an independent financial or tax advisor, and all information provided is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as trading advice or counsel. So today from the end, we saw current account come in at 0.79 trillion, which is much better than previous forecasts, and the end saw a pretty good move from that. But I'm not going to be looking at the end today. In terms of news tomorrow, we have a lot of news coming out of a lot of different places. In particular, the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, and the pound all have some nice news coming out. Canadian dollar has trade balance as well as the US dollar. So definitely maybe taking a look at the Canadian dollar pair today. And so let's get started. So like I said, we are going to take a look at the Canadian dollar today. And another reason that I do like this pair right now is because we have currently broken through parity, which is 1.000. And parity, I'll put the cursor here. So we are just above parity, and this is a zone where a lot of market makers look to define the trend at. So if we do start to see a push to the upside, usually larger trends will start to establish themselves. And if the US dollar is ready for a push to the upside, which I think eventually it will be, and that's my long-term view for the dollar, then I do think that we could possibly see 1.06 by the end of the month and possibly 1.06 by the end of June. So that is going to be my current target for this pair. Like I said, if we do start to see more breaks below parity, then my bias might be switched to the downside. But for now, 1 is always a perfect psychological level to define your risk at. So definitely I'll be looking at this level over the next couple of days, and if the US dollar news and the Canadian dollar news do come out either strongly bullish or strongly bearish, could be looking for a possible trade. If we do start to see a break to the downside, I'll be looking at levels, in particular this one at 0.98514, as well as the lowest low at 0.98037. So a couple levels to the downside. Again, like I said, to the upside, I think 1.6 is definitely a possibility. If we do see a close above 1.0477, my bias will help to be confirmed, and then I'll be looking at, again, the highs here at 1.02894. So a couple different levels from the Canadian dollar I'll be looking at, and paired with some nice news tomorrow, I do think that we could see some really big moves from this pair. So the other pairs I do want to take a look at are the Aussie dollar, which is looking sort of similar to the New Zealand dollar right now. I think that currently we are in oversold conditions. We have been, for both of these pairs, in a pretty strong downtrend of late. I'll show these both together just because they're pretty similar. And the New Zealand dollar is a little bit more oversold as we have hit below 30 on the RSI. So basically, I do think we still do have a little while to run from New Zealand dollar to the downside, but I think that rallies will be capped. So I think around 0.77 is going to be an important level. Sorry, I put it down here. And if we do start to see more push to the downside along with bullish divergences on the RSI, definitely a push to the upside is going to be in the cards for the New Zealand dollar. But for now, I think that we could still see a little more sell-off from the New Zealand dollar. It is known to have pretty strong pushes from time to time. As you can see here, RSI, the upside hit 79, so we could see RSI hit around 20 to the downside as well. But if it doesn't, we could start to see an immediate push. But if we do continue to see lower, I do think that the odds of pushing back to the upside are going to be increased. And people are going to start to cover their shorts, and the market will begin to push back up. Because a lot of people are starting to probably panic right now. They're getting marginalized and closing off their positions, which just increases the probability of a pushback to the upside. So that's what I see from the New Zealand dollar. Aussie dollar is pretty similar. I think we could see even further run from the Aussie dollar, possibly down to the lows here at 0.99, and maybe in the future down to 0.969. But another pair that's kind of close to parity is the Aussie dollar, and that'll be another level for this pair that I will be looking to place trades at, just based on the fact that it's such a big psychological level for traders and investors. So a few levels I'll be looking at this week. I'll be keeping you updated throughout the week, and if you want to follow us at SynergyFX, we'll be posting more updates. So thank you very much for watching, and good luck trading.